Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. You are watching Tarot with Kuka. Today is Sunday, June 28th, 2021, which brings us to another weekly guidance. And boy howdy, what a week it has been these past 7 days. We've had 6 planets in retrograde. We are now down to 5. Venus is in forward motion. So love is in the air again, and hopefully we didn't have too many miscommunications or some bad things going on through our relationships these past few months. So we're now in forward motion. Love is in the air. And so before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to all those who subscribed and helped get me over the 100 subscriber mark. I truly appreciate you all. Thank you for your love and support. And so with that, if you're new to my channel and you like what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button. And thank you everybody. So let's get started. Again, I use my Santa Muerte Book of the Dead Tarot deck, and I am really trying to grow with my intuition on understanding tarot. So I am trying to get myself away from heavily relying on the guidebook. But with this particular deck with tarot, Fabio Lastrani actually included the advice of the dead, which goes strongly with the holiday Dia de los Muertos. We revere our ancestors and those who have passed. So I do like to read from the guidebook with the advice of the dead for each card. So with that, we're going to get started drawing the 3 cards: the situation, the sun, and the moon. And as always, I have put my prayers and intentions to the divine source, whom I consider God, who is the source of love. And so my messages are of light, or actually his messages come through and God's messages come through, and hopefully the cards, I can understand the cards, because like I say, I'm still learning. So the prayer is that I'm able to receive the divine message for everybody. And so I love this particular deck. The Santa Muerte art, the artwork that correlates with Santa Muerte, who helps guide souls, newly departed souls. She's also a spirit that works in the light as well as in the dark, but like I say, I keep my reads in the light. And so here is our first card, and as I shuffle, we have a jumper. And it fell face forward, so I'm going to keep that card. Sometimes the angels, God has more messages for us, and so I take that into account. So since this card came up, let's see what the message is. So we have the 7 of Cups. I love this particular card because in the 7 of Cups, which is about our emotions and intuition, the 7 of Cups tends to be about making a decision. And so what we have here with our picture is we have a male figure, which to me comes across as, this is not, again, the cards are fluid, and we all have a dual spirit within us. So even if we are female or male, or we even identify in between, we have the spirit of duality where we have masculine and feminine energy. So with this feminine energy generally means about being logical, practical in our decisions. However, the Cups tends to be, again, about the emotion and intuition. So this is a perfect balance on how we make our choice. We take in consideration our head, our logical side, but we also think with our heart to help guide us with the right choice. And as you can see here, up here is the heart. So we are being gently reminded to also take into consideration the feelings of our heart. And with our intuition, guided by the light. And I think if you can see here, the cup or the cupboard is illuminated. So again, it's if we align ourselves with our heart, our head, and our soul, when we come to making it, maybe this is a major decision we're making. We can't go wrong with aligning all three aspects of ourselves into this decision. And so it looks like you can take this card two ways. But like I say, I try to push it towards the most positive direction. And so what we have here is he's holding his cup. So he's either I don't want to say the most negative aspect of it, but if you're still unsure, this is what this card is kind of demonstrating. You can either interpret it as he took it and he's trying to put, maybe he's going to put it back. So, but it looks like he chose. And from this cup is spewing forth life. And there's the flower with purity. So what he is holding in his hand is the right cup. He chose wisely. And I'm thinking of Indiana Jones and what was it? Was it the Raiders of the Ark? Lost Ark? Choose wisely. So it looks like he has made a very good decision, and it is supported by our angels. It's supported by our guardian angels, archangels, the heavenly protection. And heaven is not exactly a Christian, just solely a Christian concept. It's a word that defines, a happier, alignment, a happier place in this plane in the universe. So that's our jumper card. And let's see how it pertains to our weekly guidance. So now I am picking up our situation card. And we have the Six of Swords. Oh my God. So I completely forgot, and I'm going to kind of go with this and not stop the video because, like I say, things happen. I forgot to read the advice of the dead from our jumper card. And so let's kind of do a brief little rewind before we go to the Six of Swords. Let's take a look at the Seven of Cups with the advice of the dead. So the Seven of Chalices, as the level implies, reveals itself to be particularly active. This is a card of hope, energy, and new creative and artistic projects. Only in certain circumstances. Oh, I apologize. I'm reading. Let's go with it. I'm reading the guide. So, only in certain circumstances can its significance be corrupted, bringing instead sterile fantasies without outlet, errors of judgment or integrity. So we have this cup, this card of Seven of Cups in the upright position. So, let's keep it in the positive about being active with a card of hope, energy, and new creative artistic projects. So the advice of the dead, which I apologize is what I meant to read, is persevere in your projects and in your desires, having first thought them through and keeping your feet on the ground. So yes, keeping ourselves grounded is super important because, again, it connects us to Mother Earth. And in the top of this card you have the rays pointing out. So again, on the top of our head we're beaming our light out to create with the Creator. So you got the full card guide and the advice of the dead from this one. So now the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is an error card. So that tends to go with our intellect and in our thoughts. And what we have here is, if you kind of follow the journey of the swords, it seems we are coming out of rough times. And so in this particular card, you do see where we are pushing through. We're pushing through with the water. We have a heavy boat. So we probably have a lot of things going on. We're carrying a lot of burdens right now. But the storm is the difficulty is behind us. all we got to do is push forward. Yes, there's a little weight that maybe we're still carrying, but we're on the water, and the water is fluid, and it can carry us and help us move forward without friction. And so, and if you kind of look at the energy of the drawing, it looks like he's gone through a lot of things, but he's not hopeless. He's pushing through. There's flowers, there's beauty still around in this world. So let me put the card down and let's find the Six of Swords, advice of the dead. And so with the Six of the Swords, again, it's a very strong suit in the sense that it dwells into our minds and in our thoughts. And so with the Six of the Swords, what we have here from the advice of the dead, and I love this already. So continue to row towards the voyage that you have decided to embark upon, bringing with you the weight of all the errors you have made, but that you have enriched, can I do a rewind? I don't know. Mercury retrograde is in full effect, and so it does affect our communication. So let me do a little rewind. All right. So the advice of the dead: continue to row towards the voyage that you have decided to embark upon, bringing with you the weight of all the errors that you have made, but that have enriched you and made you mature. Wow. I love it. Like I say, if we continue to learn from our past, we wise up and we tend to not make the same mistakes. And if we do, it's still a lesson we have to learn. Our journey is our journey. And I love what this card is saying. And so each of us have our own starting place. We have our detours. But in the end, the universe ultimately will not try to. Ultimately, the universe always guides you in the right direction. It's how we heed the signposts. It's how we heed the warnings. It's how we listen. So, sometimes it may take us a little longer to get to, one of life's first goals, but that's okay. The universe is always there to push you in the right direction. So I'm kind of excited to kind of go forward and see what the next card brings, which is our sun situation. And so it is of masculine energy. It is about carrying actions throughout our waking times. Whether it is even an active meditation, even though I custom the meditation towards the moon. But let's see what the sun has to bring. And so what we have here is the Page of Cups reversed. And so the Page of Cups is like a messenger. And so this looks like it is a messages of emotion. And what is coming to me about this, and I just said the word Mercury retrograde, is, again, our communication is going to be a little off. Things tend to break. It can be a period of frustration. And so with that, it does heighten our sensitivity. It heightens our emotions where, maybe we did read a person's message the wrong way and we get butt hurt. So with a Page of Cups, what is kind of resonating me is this is about our messages with emotion. And so what I'm getting with it in the reverse position, it is to take into consideration on delivering our emotions or delivering our messages with a light-hearted, gentler emotion, just not letting it all out. And like I say, I'm one of those. It's just like, I bottle my emotions up, and then when I've reached that boiling point, I vomit. And so what I kind of see here is with the spoon that she's holding, because again, from the cup, the spoon is not holding it. It's like she's scooping it out, but it's also like being released out into the open. And so with one thing I firmly believe, and I've actually, it's not even, it's something I've experienced is, I'm an imperfect human being, and we all tend to get upset over something. And so with the water, the emotion that's kind of spewing out in the open from the spoon is, I'm not advising you to keep your emotions inside and don't let them out at this time. What I'm gathering is, like, we have a source that is available to take these emotions. We have help, and it can be on any level that you're comfortable with, whether it's seeking a therapist. If you're not comfortable with seeking therapy and you still have these emotions bottled up, ground yourself. Don't be upside down and over your head. Ground your feet onto the floor and just sit in quiet meditation and think these emotions through. Don't deny your emotions. But like I say, this is your chance where, instead of releasing this hate and anger, frustration, all these out there, sit in quiet meditation and literally send these emotions bottled up, wrapped, sealed, and protected by the white light, by the pink light of love, and send it to the source. The source can take this and transform it back to love, and that way there's no harm going out into the universe. And so in these times of Mercury retrograde where things are a little kind of wonky, this is about resonating where, allow your emotions to flow. If you're able to keep them in check, where you have that grounding, where, sometimes, like you say, like, oh, I'm frustrated, but you know what? Stop and think about a gentler way to convey the message. And so that's what I'm getting from the Page of Cups. Now let's see what the advice of the dead is. Let me put the card down super quick. I apologize. And so with the Page of Cups, what we have is a curious and reflective figure, not yet mature and prepared. Oh, again, I'm reading the... Okay, let's go with it if I'm supposed to read from the guide. So the Page of Cups is a curious and reflective figure, not yet mature and prepared. And pages do tend to represent the youth, but an attentive observer waiting to acquire his own critical judgment and decision-making capacity. The page represents a timid beginning, but destined to evolve positively if inexperience or some initial jealousy does not dampen his interest or love. Wow, that is actually beautiful. Again, our youth is right now in the area of bringing about change, and it's like, it's super exciting. But can you imagine, if we, if that energy becomes channeled towards, changing a system, maybe, within a peaceful, positive way. We got our emotions out there. People are listening. So now maybe it is the time to calm down and start speaking. So the advice of the dead is, continue to study and dedicate yourself to what you are doing, and good results will not take long to arrive. But do not let yourself be distracted by facile emotions. And so with that, I love it, in this wonky time. Let's make sure we put our emotions in check before we release, and so that way we are conveying active messages. So now we're dwelling into the guidance by the moon in order to help us move forward on our journey. And that is, wow, I don't know if you guys were with me last weekend, but we got this card in the reverse position. So now we have another page. So this is another message about our youth, or even conveying a message in which the Page of Pentacles represents our home life, family, career. And so as you can see here, we have the Page of Pentacles where she is looking very confident, So again, this is coming from feminine energy. So we are with our intuition and our emotions, where, because that's how our feminine nature works. So she is carefully putting away the money. So she is being very wise about her finances, and she's in check. Kind of seems like these two cards should be reversed. And again, we're in Mercury retrograde, so I'm just going to go with this, whereas this card maybe should have been in the moon position. But let's see if we can try to make this work on a moon cycle. So she's going to... So what I'm getting from this is that family, loved ones, and even our jobs are on our minds. And so with the card, with the Six of Swords, about going forward on our journey, it feels like we go to bed with some worries. If we're going to bed thinking about our loved ones, and the fact that it's in the upright position is they are protected. Our family and our loved ones are safe. And so instead of going to bed with the worry, go to bed with gratitude. Thank God, thank the source, thank the creator, thank the universe, and even thank your spirit animal. Wherever you are in your spiritual journey, thank whatever it is that is connecting you to the source of love, that your family is safe. And and like I say, we're coming out of rough times, and maybe it's not the time to go out and spend things. Put the money away just for a little bit longer, so that you don't go to bed worrying. But with the image I see, she's happy, she's content, and so I feel like it's God's way of saying that everything's going to be okay. So let's read the advice of the dead for the Page of Pentacles. I love this guidebook because, and like I said, I get lost in thought here because it's just so full of good advice. So the advice of the dead from the Page of Pentacles. This is the moment to become more independent and to manage your own affairs by yourself, given that you are more than able. Delaying this will only bring about problems. So, wow, this kind of ties in with our journey. Maybe it is our journey towards independence. Maybe, but like I say, we still have, not have to. You can choose to dump your past, but carrying it forward with you is also that reminder of keeping you anchored and grounded as to not repeat these mistakes again. It's keeping our emotions under control, not bottled up, free flowing, but if they are negative or hurtful, let's send them to the source. Also, I still say, don't go to bed worrying about your loved ones. Thank the universe for the continuance, guidance, and protection. And, and like I say, the time in the air right now is our youth are asserting their independence. And, if anything from, us older generations, I'm not saying we laid out a perfect world, but, we cleared some of the past, or some of the pathway for past mistakes. We, and now in turn, our youth is putting us in check. And so let's keep dialogue open between the generations and not separate each other, and, rejoice in the independence of our youth. And, let's hope we can, continue their guidance with hope, faith, and love, so that we do have a brighter future for the world, for our future generations. So with that, I am sending you love, light, and many, many blessings. And remember, with our choice being made with our minds, our hearts, and our souls, with love as a factor, we can't go wrong. We are aligning ourselves with our higher power. And so many, many, many blessings to you. Take care.